Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Dustin on Bomberman squaring off against Matt on Elves, who is on a mulligan. And it looks like he's got the play for a Savannah into Green Sun Zenith. An excellent start. All of the elf hands that start with that Green Sun Zenith or Dryad Arbor are going to be a lot faster. Oh, and Walking Ballista for Bomberman. Gonna go ahead and take out the old Bolt the Bird mentality here. Ancient Tomb allowing for Walking Ballista to come out and kill the Dryad Arbor. We'll see what type of lines are available for Matt now. Certainly going to be less explosive. Quirion Ranger. And picking up and putting back down. And a Heritage Druid. So not a Birchlore Ranger. Otherwise would have been able to play out all of the 1-drops in hand. With a Nettle Sentinel, for example. Heritage Druid, though, definitely more powerful once it gets going. Urza shows up, makes a construct. Lotus Petal along with Cavern of Souls is the other card there. The uncounterability not going to be relevant here. Bomberman, a really spicy deck that I think is just could use some more representation. Elvish Visionary now, using the land drop for turn. And now 3 green. Ooh, there's a Glimpse of Nature in his hand. That could have been the card that just showed up. Let's see where this goes. We got a Glimpse with 2 mana left to play with. Land drop's already been used. Heritage Druid. And Wirewood Symbiote. And you're going to be able to return probably the Elvish Visionary to hand to untap and continue playing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Symbiote not being an elf is the issue there. Now, as he was doing it, I was like, I don't think he's going to be able to get the 3 elves. And indeed he cannot, as the Wirewood Symbiote is not capable of playing games with Heritage Druid. Well, not those type of games. It could certainly have Heritage Druid's back. If another Walking Ballista shows up, it will have its sights on the Wirewood Symbiote first. It looked like Gyruda added to hand. The companion. I think that's what we just saw. Ancient Tomb not being used. And Nettle Sentinel. Now he plays very, very nicely with Heritage Druid. Every single green spell untaps it, potentially enabling quite a lot of extra mana. For those unfamiliar, Bomberman not able to run Force of Will. All of these permanents are... It's a permanent-based deck with even mana costs to enable Gyruda. More cards being drawn this time. Elvish Visionary and Nettle Sentinel untapping. Gaia's Cradle. And going to go ahead and swing. It looks like just the one attacker incoming. Is that what we're seeing? And Matt will, in fact, make everything 5/5s for the turn. And next turn's going to be a problem. Eight creatures. 5 each. If my math is correct, that's 40 damage. Only a couple of blockers, so this is a very grim situation for Dustin. He's going to need something really remarkable to pull out of this situation. And he starts with Gyruda. Let's see what that finds. Craterhoof Behemoth. I actually have to check that interaction. And he's actually going to grab Auriok Salvagers. Now, we'll see if Matt has another Craterhoof, and though we will not, he's just going to be able to use the Allosaurus Shepherd. So, really does change things quite a bit. In the past, I think running 2 Craterhoofs was really, really essential, because if something like that happened, you actually didn't have the ability to Natural Order or Green Sun Zenith for the win. If you drew your Craterhoof Behemoth and you weren't able to cast it, for example, that would also be a major issue. Here, I think Allosaurus Shepherd takes a lot of the pressure off. And it wouldn't shock me if at some point Elves wasn't even running Natural Order. I mean, I don't think that's where it's going to be in the immediate future, but I could totally see that being a way the deck could be built. It's like just actually that good. I don't know what could possibly crowd out Natural Order. It's at like 3 copies now, but man, like Allosaurus Shepherd does get there all by him. Well, not by himself, with all his buddies very, very often. And here we go, Matt picking up that first game. Dustin has a much more explosive start here. Mox Opal along with Seed of the Synod, allowing for a Chalice at 1. Really forcing the issue. Matt's going to need to have that Allosaurus Shepherd for this to be a game. Otherwise, he may be able to use a Green Sun Zenith where X equals 1 to get into the game as well. Of course, Green Sun Zenith just so powerful. Oh, righty, he's got it. All right, so he does have it. A little bit of suspense taken away there. And a Stonecoil Serpent, not the creature that Dustin would want to follow up with there. Walking Ballista would have been tremendous. Instead, just a Stonecoil Serpent. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond. So at any point, Auriok Salvagers will do a lot of work, both the potential for infinite mana and drawing through the whole deck thanks to the Urza's Bauble. Gaia's Cradle and Dryad Arbor. 2 incredible lands printed many, many years apart. Urza's Saga gave us Gaia's Cradle, which is really improved, not surprisingly, as creatures have improved over the years. And of course, Dryad Arbor and Future Sight. It's one of the only cards that I think should have a banned printing in tournaments. I'm actually very, by temperament, against bans. Like, I don't think in general bans and restrictions for Eternal formats should be done lightly. I think they're generally they always have a cost, and a lot of the time that cost is not worth it. But I actually think banning the From the Vault Dryad Arbor would be acceptable. It's super shady. It really does look like a forest, and there's just not a lot of upside to that. I would not put up a fuss if they decided to ban that particular printing of the card, and it would give it some infamy. I don't actually know that it would hurt the value of it, being one of the only banned cards. It would be the only banned card for that reason. So I don't know. I think the game might actually be better for that, but that's certainly not something I'm going to have a campaign for. Now, Matt has a lot going on here. This could just be an alpha strike, just with what's on board, right? I mean, just 6 mana, use Allosaurus Shepherd, turn everything sideways. Should be enough. What am I missing? Glimpse of Nature starting to combo out. Allosaurus Shepherd. I actually paused the video to check the interaction there. I think Allosaurus Shepherd just makes your elves 5/5s. And he has a It looks like he's got a Scavenging Ooze there. And that is still going to do it. Yeah, each elf creature you control. So that was why it was not an immediate response. It's just going to give your elves, not your Dryad Arbors, your Wirewood Symbiotes, or your Scavenging Oozes, that base toughness 5/5. And we see some of these Green Sun Zenith targets that Matt has access to. Both Collector Oof and Leovold can be quite strong against Bomberman, giving him some mid-range plays aside from going over the top and just winning, as Elves takes it down in a really quick match. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.